Today, we're unpacking a totally fascinating pivot from one of the most famous people on the planet. You know, ever since Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup run with Portugal came to that really emotional end in North America, knocked out in the round of 16, it feels like the whole world has been whispering the exact same thing. When is he finally going to hang up his boots? But here's the thing. While most people are completely fixated on the inevitable end of a legendary football career, they're entirely missing the beginning of something else, something entirely different, and frankly, something way more ambitious.
So I want to ask you directly, what exactly is Cristiano Ronaldo's next move? Because for most athletes, right, retirement is kind of the end of the story. The narrative flattens out. At best, they stay in the safe, familiar orbit of their sport, they throw on a sharp suit, become a studio analyst, or maybe they grab a clipboard and transition into coaching. But Ronaldo, he spent the better part of a decade plotting his next industry, not just his next contract. He is definitely not planning for a quiet, golf-filled retirement. He's actively gearing up to conquer a world completely, and I mean completely, removed from the football pitch.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this is where it gets incredibly exciting. Cristiano Ronaldo is heading to Hollywood. Think about it. He's already conquered world football, he's absolutely dominated social media as literally the most followed person on the planet, he's built a massive business footprint. But now, he's taking this huge, unexpected leap. He is set to make his scripted television debut. And we really just have to marvel at the audacity of this move for a second. He's not just showing up for a quick 5-second cameo to read a few lines and wink at the camera. Oh no, he's stepping in as a leading actor and an executive producer. This is a massive shift, and it positions his new acting career as the ultimate bridge between his global sports fame and his future media empire. To see just how serious this whole Hollywood pivot is, we really need to look at the specifics. This isn't some small, casual vanity project he's doing on the weekends. Ronaldo's demanding the exact same perfection on screen as he did on the field. He's actually set to star in a high-stakes scripted drama based around the intense, gritty world of British football. And he is bringing some absolute heavy hitters with him to the screen. We're talking former Arsenal striker Thierry Henry and British rapper Dave, who are both expected to make guest appearances. He's surrounding himself with proven, dynamic talent right out of the gate, making sure his acting debut makes an immediate, undeniable impact in the entertainment world.
And this next point brilliantly illustrates that he is not just an actor for hire. Through Marv, which is an independent film studio he personally launched alongside the highly acclaimed filmmaker Matthew Vaughn, he is actively developing this very series himself. This absolutely cements his acting career not as a passing hobby, but as a structural power play. He's literally building a foundation in the media and entertainment industry from the ground up. He wants creative control. He fully intends to be the demanding executive producer calling the shots behind the camera just as much as he wants to be the star shining in front of it.
To really grasp what he's doing here, we kind of have to zoom out from Hollywood for a second. Because today, Cristiano Ronaldo operates less like a traditional footballer and way more like the CEO of a multinational corporation. His jump into acting and producing, it isn't random at all. It's a highly calculated media expansion. His Hollywood ambition is actually the centerpiece of a much larger strategy by a man who is trying to enter and ultimately dominate virtually every major industry available to him.
Now, what's absolutely fascinating is a very specific, very strategic number, 10%. Ronaldo doesn't just want to create television shows and movies, he wants to own the very networks that broadcast them. He currently owns a 10% stake in one of Portugal's biggest media companies. He's actively acquiring control over content pipelines at a corporate boardroom level. And you can see why, right? This gives him incredible leverage, immense distribution power, and guaranteed visibility for absolutely any film or television project he creates moving forward.
And hey, speaking of pipelines, we cannot ignore his unprecedented digital footprint. You probably know Ronaldo recently launched and currently runs one of the most successful sports channels on YouTube. But it's not just a place to post goofy challenge videos or match highlights. It is a direct, unfiltered pipeline to hundreds of millions of his adoring fans. Think about how perfectly this feeds right back into his acting ambitions. When his new scripted drama drops, he doesn't have to rely purely on traditional Hollywood marketing campaigns. He has a captive audience of hundreds of millions of people to market his acting debut to directly, with a single push of a button. It's a real game changer.
So, the crucial takeaway is that his Hollywood studio and his media stakes are really just one slice of the pie. Across tech and AI, he has a strategic stake in Plexity AI. He's backed the fast-growing sports tech company Whoop, and he's invested in UFL, which is a video game aiming to challenge the total dominance of EA Sports FC. Over in health and sport, he's building hair transplant clinics, digital health apps, personalized nutrition brands, and pouring money into paddle, mixed martial arts, and even a Spanish football club, UD Almeria. And lifestyle? The footprint spans global hotels, CR7 fashion, fragrances, footwear, and eyewear. He isn't just slapping his name on these products for a quick endorsement fee. The staggering part is that he actually owns them, he invests in them, and he builds them.
There's a very deliberate, calculated strategy tying all this together. It's basically a three-step playbook. Step 1. Launch or invest in a project, like his new film studio, Marv, or his latest tech venture. Step 2. Connect those projects so they actually support one another. And finally, Step 3. Use all of them to feed the central CR7 brand. Every single new company connects to the next. Every new media and acting project elevates his cultural profile, which feeds the central brand, meaning every new investment just makes the next one exponentially bigger. It's an absolute masterclass in cross-promotion and brand synergy.
Let's put this into a bit of historical perspective for a moment. We all know Michael Jordan built an iconic, legendary brand that changed sports marketing forever, right? And LeBron James, he's built an incredibly successful business and production empire of his own. But Ronaldo is doing something on a completely unprecedented scale. He isn't just building standalone brands, he is building an entire interconnected ecosystem, and he's placing himself right at the dead center of it all. Very few athletes in the history of the world have ever managed to build something this complex and far-reaching, especially while still playing their sport professionally at a global level.
Ronaldo's exact mindset is captured best in his own words. He recently said, "I'm not a perfectionist, but I like things that are done well. I don't have to show anything to anyone. There's nothing to prove, but I believe that it is going to be possible." That quote, it perfectly captures the relentless, almost obsessive drive that made him a global football icon in the first place. And it's the exact same drive fueling his daring acting ambitions and his massive business empire today. He has absolutely nothing left to prove on the pitch, but he firmly believes dominating Hollywood and the global boardroom is entirely possible. This right here is the true evolution of his legacy. It's a shift from football to film, from trophies to television, from Ballon d'Ors to boardrooms. Ronaldo is no longer just maintaining a football legacy. He is single-handedly building a global entertainment and corporate industry. When you trace the line from his emotional exit in North America at the World Cup straight to launching an independent film studio with Matthew Vaughn, you see a man who utterly refuses to simply fade into the background of retirement.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative question to think about. For years, the big debate was simply whether he was the greatest footballer of all time. But today, the question has entirely changed. Can Cristiano Ronaldo become the greatest athlete-turned-businessman the world has ever seen? Because one thing is absolutely clear from everything we've explored in this explainer: when the final whistle finally blows and the goals stop hitting the back of the net, his story as a leading man in Hollywood, a media mogul, and a global industry titan won't be ending. It's honestly only just beginning. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible pivot.